How do I start to recover from trauma when people keep adding to it? Trauma isn't the event, it is what happened inside of you. During that event, that is your trauma. The same event may happen to different people, and it surely does impact everyone just differently. Somebody would brush off, stand up, and move on. Some will be traumatized and broken. This depends on a lot of factors: a person's history, childhood, their predisposition, personality, sensitivity, temperament, etc. Take rape, for example. One of the worst experiences a human might go through. Although it would impact greatly all victims, all will go through different degrees of post-traumatic stress disorders, but the healing process is different for everyone. Some resulted in no possible healing but suicide. Some take some years to recovery from the horrid experience, but heal and rebuild themselves back to life. Take childhood abuse for another example, which is more often than not being taken for granted for the cause of all personality disorders, which is not the case. Not all people with personality disorders had an abusive childhood, just as how not all abused children would grow up granted becoming a narcissist or a sociopath or a borderline. Now, going back to your question about how to heal from the trauma while people keep adding to it. First of all, understand that it isn't what people keep adding to you. It is you that experience and re-experience the trauma over and over again in your mind and body, for the simple fact that the core trauma was never healed. It is still the same trauma, the same response from your system to an event that you live and relive again. It is important to identify the core trauma, what happened to you, what the event did to you as a person uniquely that you were traumatized with. Was it bullies, neglect, abandonment, humiliation? What it did to you, what you experienced during that event. How did it affect you? And what did it affect you with? Trust, empathy, self-esteem, capacity to love and feel love, capacity to understand, to think, to act. It is important to take time and do the necessary works to know and understand your core trauma. Because then not every other event would be traumatic to you if your system learned a different, healthier, more aware way to react to them. One very well-known example is that anyone could innocently walk into an abusive relationship, yet not everyone would choose to stay in it. A healthier or a healed person would identify it as an abuse and choose to walk away.